A few months ago last year, I actually did a video where I ranked my September rewatches and first time watches rankings together. Well, since I've got some more rankings coming up in the next few days after my next two or more vids, I've decided I'm going to combine my December rewatches and first time watches rankings together. So that's what I'm going to do in this vid right now. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and I am going to be doing my December rewatches and first time watches together in one whole vid for this vid. Now, I'm only doing just the non Christmas rewatches since I've already brought those up in my Christmas live stream, okay? So I'm going to go rapid fire for these before I do the first time watches. There are 16 films, so here we go. Number 16 is Vice Versa. I did a review of that. I can see a lot of y'all watched it. Very good. I mean, Judge Reinhold, Fred Savage, they were really good in this film. It wasn't too bad. Number 15 is Red Dragon, the third film with Sir Anthony Hopkins, who just recently had a birthday, as Hannibal Lecter. Now, although I have yet to review that, same with Hannibal. Well, though I've already reviewed The Silence of the Lambs, I have yet to review those two, but I will soon down the road. Stay tuned. Number 14 is Alien Covenant. While not that bad of a film, I feel like it's underrated though. I did a review of that and it did pretty well. Smile is next at number 13 and it was scarier the second watch and what have you. And next at number 12 is Happy New Year, Charlie Brown, which actually celebrated an anniversary today, but however, I'm waiting for next year when its 40th anniversary comes around, okay? Fun little special. Glad to see that again. And 11 is Oh God, Book 2 from 1980. Great sequel. It's underrated, but fun though. We'll see where the first film went up. I didn't watch the third one though. Prometheus is next at 10, and it's a pretty good prequel in the Alien series. The Flintstones from 1994 is next at 9. Yes, great little film in my view. I think it's so funny to watch. Same can be said for Playing with Fire, which is next at 8 with John Cena. Yeah, it's very funny. Then we have Sherlock Holmes, which I just recently did a review of not so long ago in 7th place. Robert Downey Jr. and Jude Law are great. Check out my review of that if you haven't seen it yet. And Snoopy Come Home, excuse me, is next at 6. Great film. The second Peanuts film. Then it's Oh God at 5, and I'm gonna say a great film with George Burns. John Denver's good as well. And A Boy Named Charlie Brown is 4th. Great film, the first Peanuts film. Can't go wrong with that. Sonic the Hedgehog is up next at 3. Great film to start it off a franchise. And then it's What's Up Doc at number 2. This is my second time watching it. I will try and review that possibly next month. We'll see. And number 1 is Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Now, I've seen revisited both Sonic films, and they are still good. We'll see where the third film winds up in the first time watches ranking. I watched 22 films, so now you've heard my rewatches. Now let's get into first time watches. I watched 22 films, so I am going to try and go quickly and what have you on these films, so this way I can conserve a little time and what have you. So if you're ready, let's start this ranking. Coming in at number 22 is Silent Night from 2023. This is an action film with minimal dialogue, directed by John Woo, the guy who gave us Broken Arrow and Mission Impossible 2 and Face Off. Yeah, this film was okay and what have you. I did like the good action sequences though. Given the fact it was done by the same production company behind John Wick and released by Lionsgate. It has Joel Kim, and you may remember him from the RoboCop remake and several other films, playing this guy who gets shot in the throat and loses his voice. Now he's going after these goons who unfortunately killed his little boy who got caught in a crossfire. Anyway, it's not too bad of a film. It's got good action sequences though. Now coming in at number 21 is Wolves from last year in 2024. This is an Apple TV film. You'll see a few other Apple TV films on this here ranking. This did have a limited run at the theater, but I saw it on Apple TV Plus, and well, it's not too bad. John Watts did fine with his direction, but I think I appreciate seeing George Clooney and Brad Pitt back together. It did have a few good action-packed moments, but this just wasn't really one of the best films I've seen, though. But still, a nice little film, though. I still appreciate some of the action, though, and the, well, Clooney and Pitt being back together. You know what I'm saying? Now, coming in at number 20 is Subservience, also from last year. Now, I didn't know about this film until I saw a friend on Facebook post his thoughts on this film, and I thought I'd check it out. It did have a limited run in theaters and is now available to stream on Netflix. This film's kind of like Megan, though, but different, though. A different story, though. And Megan Fox is the robot. She really does a good job in this film, but the rest of the characters, well, are okay. Although I was surprised to see a now grown up um, Malin Zima. You may remember her, the youngest Sheffield kid from The Nanny, and you might remember her from Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan. Yeah, that was incredible. Anyway, this is no Megan by any means, but at least it was better than Afraid, though. You can check it out if you'd like. But anyway, it is a pretty, well, shocking sci fi horror film, though. Next at number 19 is The Return of the King from 1980. Now, this is a televised animated film from Rankin Bass. And while this unfortunately is not connected to the theatrical Lord of the Rings film Ralph Bakshi did 2 years prior, which is still ahead on this ranking, this film's not too bad. It has a few little musical numbers, but that's played just in certain parts, though, not by any of the characters. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I thought it was a nice little film. This is only the second time Rankin Bass would tackle Middle Earth series, the other being The Hobbit, which unfortunately I didn't well get to check out, but I am going to though. Anyway, The Return of the King, it's not too bad. I mean, if you're into Rankin Bass material and whatever, then I say it's worth a look into. We'll see where the anime Lord of the Rings film winds up in a little while, okay? But The Return of the King from 1980, not bad of a film. I did enjoy it. And coming in at number 18 is A Hollywood Hound's Christmas from 1994. Now, this is an animated special that was produced by DiC along with Bobot Entertainment, you know, the studio behind the Amazing Adventures block that aired weekends in the 90s. I didn't know what to think of this special when I found out it was being shown for the first time in I don't know how long on the MeTV Tunes network, which I unfortunately I don't have, but I checked their schedule off and on at times and found this was there, but I didn't know what it was about, so I checked it out and it's not too bad. It's kind of a cute little special about a dog from well Nashville who really wants to make it big in Hollywood. Anyway, it's kind of cute in ways. The full special is currently available on YouTube. It's also on Tubi and maybe several other streaming services. So you may have good luck with that one. Seriously. But anyway, it's not too bad of a special. Next at number 17 is Sidelined, the QB and Me. Now, this is a new Tubi original film, and this time I found a this one's pretty decent and why since I haven't had much luck in watching some TV originals, only ones that have really interested me. So I thought I'd give it a shot since it felt like some of those other films and what have you, like Save the Last Dance or heck even Step Up, except differently involves a football player trying to impress someone. And this, of course, is based on the book, The QB Bad Boy in Me. And I'm gonna say it was pretty good. The characters weren't too bad. I mean, we actually had James Vanderbeek from Varsity Blues and TV's Dawson's Creek in the film. That was a big surprise. But I was really surprised by the appearance of Deborah Cox. You may remember the singer behind the song Nobody's Supposed to Be Here. Yeah, that was a big surprise. But anyway, I thought this film was pretty decent enough, especially since it's a Tubi original. Definitely. And coming in at number 16 is The Lord of the Rings from 1978. Now, this film was released theatrically, and of course, it involved the stories of the Fellowship of the Ring and the Two Towers together, done by legendary animator Ralph Bakshi. This, of course, being one of his non mature type animated films. It actually was his second after doing Wizards. And I'm going to say, well, it has a pretty good cast and what have you. Excuse me. And some of the battle sequences were pretty good, dark, and epic. I find this film to be pretty underrated and what have you. But anyway, I still enjoyed the film, and it wasn't too bad. But I think the live action films were a little bit more cooler and action packed. Definitely. Now, coming in at number 15 is Strange Brew from 1983. Now, this film stars Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas, who also directed this film, reprising their roles as Bob and Doug McKenzie, characters they play on SCTV in the sketch The Great White North. This film's kind of a little odd, but funny though in some parts. I mean, all you hosers, as they call some of the people out there who have not seen this, they should check it out. It's pretty funny. It's got, like I say, it's got its moments, but it has a few funny moments. So pretty funny though. I did enjoy it. If I ever watch it again, I'll probably review it sometime sooner or later. Okay, next film number 14 is The Night Before from 2015. Now, this film is a real twisted, raunchy Christmas film starring Joseph Gordon Levitt along with Seth Rogen and Anthony Mackie. I gotta say, this film is definitely twisted. But it did have a few funny moments and what have you. I got a few good laughs from it, and, well, the cast just was so funny. I might revisit down the road and review it for for this year's holiday season. We'll see what happens. Its 10th anniversary is this year, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, it had some funny moments and some real crazy moments too, definitely. And coming in at number 13 is Our Little Secret. Now, this is a new Netflix film with Lindsay Lohan. I've got to say, she's good just like she was in their other two films from Netflix. I'm gonna say she was really funny, but I really like Kristen Chenoweth as well. This was just such a fun little holiday flick that Netflix had to offer. I don't care what anybody says, but I got to hand it to Lohan. She does it again. This was just so much fun. I really enjoyed it. Next at number 12 is Smile 2. Now, this film, I'm going to say this is much better than the first film. I like Naomi Scott's performance, and let me tell you, this was real creepier and more freakier than I had anticipated. But still, I have to have a chance to enjoy some scary movies every once in a while if I can find them. But anyway, like I said, this was a bigger step up from the first film. You can check out my spoiler free review of this if you haven't seen it yet. I think Smile 2 was pretty good. I hope for the best they do pretty well with the next one because I read there's a third one coming up. So we'll see what happens. And coming in at number 11 is Ghosted from 2023. Now, this is another Apple TV Plus film I watched, and I'm going to say this was very good. Unlike, well, another film that came out, last year, as a matter of fact, and that was the Amazon Prime film known as video exclusive called Roleplay. This one is much better, much more funnier and action packed. This is a good film. I don't care what anybody says. This film got distant, what have you, but however, it became such a bigly, widely watched film when it premiered on Apple TV Plus. So I gotta give him credit for that. Chris Evans was good. So was Ana de Armas, whom we'll actually get to see in Ballerina from the world of John Wick come up later in the year. So anyway, I thought Ghosted was a very fun little film. I don't care what those critics say. Anyway, now for the top 10. Number 10 is Speak No Evil from last year in 2024. Now, this is an Americanized version of the Danish horror flick, which I didn't get to see though, which was from a couple of years prior. But I think I've heard it's a good one. I might look into it sometime sooner, but I don't know when. But I watched the American version from last year with James McAvoy on Peacock. Check out my spoiler-free review of this if you haven't seen it yet. This film is really shocking, what have you. Well, it starts out fine, well, a little slow at first, but soon the pacing builds up later on and soon turns into a real fright to feel the thrill ride to the end with a little suspense and terror if you catch my drift. But anyway, I did like it though. And coming in at number 9 is Alien Romulus. Now, this is the brand new installment of the Alien franchise. Fede Alvarez, who did Evil Dead 2013 before this, I've got to say, he does an amazing job with the direction of this. This has some thrills and what have you, and it's, wow, really frightening, but still pretty cool, though, with its effects and what have you, just like the other Alien films. Yeah, and I was surprised to hear that long French horn eerie, well, no, at the end of the fanfare, just like what they used in the end of the Fox fanfare for Alien 3, Really thought it was awesome. The Alien Romulus, I thought was pretty awesome. It was great. Next up at number 8 is Spirited from 2022. Now, this film was a big surprise. I can't even imagine picturing Will Ferrell or even Ryan Reynolds being in an actual musical. But it was really something, and what have you. I had a little bit of a fun experience with it. I think some of the musical numbers were pretty fun, and the choreography was really good too. This was kind of an updated take of A Christmas Carol and what have you. If you haven't seen my review of the film yet, check it out. But anyway, it was a pretty fun film and I really liked it. Definitely. Next at number 7, you'll probably will hate me for having this so high. Please don't hate me for it. Number 7 is Craven the Hunter. Yes, well, this film just fell out of the top 10 at the box office after just a measly 2 weeks. This had a humiliating run at the box office, and while I can't really argue with everybody for Disney, so but that's y'all's choices in my view. I'd say Sony Spider-Man universe is no more. unless they decide to try again. But I'd say this is unlikely. But Aaron Taylor Johnson, he was pretty good in the role of the titular character. The rest of the cast wasn't too bad here. But I managed to defend this film. I defended this film a bit more than I did Man Web. And P.S. Don't expect those to appear on my best of ranking because those films will definitely not be on there. No way, okay? So this way I don't cause any controversy or anything like that, okay? But I can see my spoiler-free review has done pretty well and what have you, so thank you. So check out my review of Kraven the Hunter. You'll see me defend this film big time. Another film did so poorly, gone after only 2 weeks, which that's still ahead in my view. Next film coming in at number 6 is Terrifier 3. Well, I did give this a good rating like I did with the last film. This doesn't quite come close to as good as that one, but I'm glad it continued the story and what have you. It did have some pretty bloody, gory kills and what have you, which were really yeah. But still, I enjoyed it. David Howard Thorne once again great as Art the Clown. Enough said. I've I found this film to be pretty bloody and what have you, just like the other two were. So anyway, Terrifier 3, yeah. I'm glad to see y'all enjoyed my review of it. It's up and it's spoiler free. Check it out if you haven't seen it yet. Now coming in at number 5 is Carry On. Now this is a new Netflix film. Of course, I included this in a mini reviews vid with Afraid and Wolves. I've got to say, I enjoyed this film. It's kind of like what you're seeing with, well, the Die Hard films in a way, but different. But different though. But we got Taron Egerton, Sophia Carson. They're all really good. But I did like Jason Bateman as the main villain. Couldn't even imagine picturing Jason Bateman even playing a bad guy, but still, he does one hell of a job. His performance. I really enjoyed this film. It built up a lot of suspense and what have you, and, well, a little bit of good action as well. I definitely enjoyed Carry On. It was just such an incredible film. Now, coming in at number 4, here's another film that the other film that just fell the top 10 at the box office after just a measly 2 weeks, and that happens to be The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. This is an anime film differently than the other Lord of the Rings anime features, but this film was so epic and amazing. Some of it was just wow. Like I said, the bat in my spoiler-free review of this, if you haven't seen it yet, I liked it. It was so incredible. I mean, some of the animation, though it was anime, was so amazing. The characters were really good, and I've got to say, it also has some pretty good epic battle sequences, just like what we got with the live action films. So you need to see this movie while it's still out there before it goes to streaming and then physical media. Definitely. The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. You might like it. Definitely. So I wish New Line the best of luck if they try to make a comeback with another one. I hope. All right, now coming at number 3 is Superman, the Christopher Reeve story. Now, this is a very good documentary film. I really enjoyed it. Now, I feel like this is the second best documentary I've seen this year after The Greatest Night in Pop, which came on Netflix. I watched this on Max, and I'm going to say this is a great telling of the life of Christopher Reeve from his days of being Superman to his accident when he fell off the horse. Boy, and didn't think he would live, but he managed to live a little more until he passed away in 2004. Just before Superman Returns even hit theaters. But anyway, I really enjoyed this film and what it had to offer. and it was just so incredible. Yeah, I will say yes. Now, yes, because this actually would um come up just 20 years after his death. But anyway, I'm gonna say I enjoyed this film, especially when we get interviews and well, old and new. Well, more new than old. But the Christopher Reeve story, Superman, I thought was an amazing biopic. I absolutely love this film. And coming in at number two is A Complete Unknown. Now, this Golden Globe nominated film starring Timothy Chalamet as Bob Dylan definitely was a superb experience. I like Chalamet's performance as Dylan, and I'm going to say he even does a great job with singing his songs. Even what can I say? Check out my review of this if you haven't seen it yet. Of course, it's spoiler free. I do love the performances from the other cast, including Elle Fanning, as well as Edward Norton, who played Pete Seeger, and Monica Barbaro as Joan Baez. Yeah, they were all really good. But I really also like Boyd Holbrook as Johnny Cash. Man, he did an even. I thought he was much more good than actually even better than Joaquin Phoenix and Walk the Line, which of course this film was directed by the same guy who did that film, James Mangold. But don't take my word for it. That's just my opinion. I still like them, Joaquin Phoenix and Walk the Line. But this guy really was superb in the role of Johnny Cash, and that is really cool. And I wish this film the best of luck at the Golden Globes and what have you. But if it's not so successful, well, there's always a chance it might be nominated for an Oscar or two or more. And let's not get too far ahead of ourselves yet. But we'll see what happens. A Complete Unknown. It's a great film. I really loved it. And finally, my number one first time watch of 2000 of December 2024 is Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Yep, the film I was kind of worried that when hit before that time picking Lion King prequel did, but it did, and it proved to be so big. It was amazing and awesome. This is the best of the trilogy. I know they've already announced the fourth one. Best of luck with it. I know it'll be just as good. We'll see what happens. But anyway, we have Jim Carrey once again good as Eggman himself, Robotnik, to y'all, but I'll also call him by the silly name so I call him in the old 90s cartoon, Robotnik, as well as his grandfather. Anyway, Ben Schwartz once again does a great job in voicing Sonic. Colleen O'Shaughnessy still good as Tails, and Idris Elba once again good as Knuckles. But I like the rest of the cast, even though we only get to see a little bit of some of the cast from the previous films, including Tika Sumpter and James Marsden. But we also got Keanu Reeves voicing Shadow the Hedgehog. And let me tell you, he was awesome in this film. And this film is doing very well, and I'm very impressed with its Rotten Tomatoes score. It has now become the highest ranked video game adaptation on the Tomato Meter to this day, surpassing Werewolves Within. That's very incredible. Anyway, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 was a blast from start to finish. If you have yet to see my spoiler free review of it, you should check it out. I don't want to get into too much more details. So that's going to do it. That's my number one film for December 2024, Sonic the Hedgehog 3. We'll see if that or any other film from this ranking winds up on my best of ranking coming soon. So, what did you think of this ranking? Tell me your top picks for re-watches or first time watches. Maybe your top three, top five, top 10. Feel free to leave them for me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel. Make it grow and make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel. Get them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation. Share my vids with your friends if you like as well. And join me next time when I bring to you my Wide World Game Shows episode on I'm Telling. So if you like this, check out my reviews for these other films. In the upper left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The upper right-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of A Complete Unknown. And the bottom left-hand corner is my spoiler-free review of The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.